Sairam students, welcome to another class of English composition. Today's class we'll begin with a new topic, and the name of the topic is Proverb Expansion. So just keep a book and a pen handy to jot down all the important points and the home assignment that will come towards the end of this session. So let's get started. Expansion of proverbs. What is a proverb? Proverb is a popular short saying giving a general truth, usually an advice or a warning. Okay, so I'll give you an example. It takes two to make a quarrel. So what does this mean? It takes two or more people to cause a quarrel. Okay, one side cannot put the entire blame of the argument on the other side. Okay, there are two people involved in this quarreling. So what is expansion of proverb? Now that you have understood what is a proverb, let us move to the next part, that is expansion of proverb. What exactly do you mean by expansion of proverb? Basically, they'll give you they'll be giving you one proverb and you have to expand it. Expand it by giving the meaning of the proverb and by giving some examples that relate to that proverb. So in this class, basically, I will be teaching you as to how to write expansion of proverb. Let's move ahead. These are the steps that we have to keep in mind when we are expanding a proverb. Let's see step 1. Understand the symbols of the word in the proverb. Most proverbs or ideas are symbolic. The name of place, animal, thing, or a person stands as a symbol of some quality. We have to try to understand that in the context of the proverb. Okay, the proverb will be given, and a particular word in the proverb will be a symbol for some quality that we have to understand first. Okay, I'll give you an example. Rome was not built in a day. This is the proverb. Okay, now what does this mean? Let's see. Here the noun Rome is the name of a place. We also know that Rome was it's a great city. So what does Rome stand for? Stands for greatness. It stands for success. Clear? Okay, so we have now understood the symbol used in this particular proverb. Let us see what step 2 will be. Substitute the meaning in the idea or the proverb. So once you have understood the symbols used in the proverb, now it's time to substitute the meaning. So we'll take the previous example. Rome was not built in a day. Substitute the symbols we have found earlier in the sentences. Okay, so what did we find? What symbol does it hold? Basically greatness or success. Okay, now greatness and success, can it be achieved in one day? No, not possible. Okay, so now what has happened? Now the proverb is decoded. You have understood what the proverb is. Clear? Okay, so now you have decoded the proverb and it's ready for understanding. So step 1 is to identify the symbol, and step 2 is to substitute the meaning in the idea or the proverb. Clear? Step 3. Look for a story, anecdote, example or an illustration. Okay, so now that step 1, step 2 is done. Okay, the proverb is clearly understood. Now we have to relate a story to it. Okay, story that is similar to the proverb. Now from where will we get the stories? Okay, we have many famous stories in our Panchatantra. You can use them or just look around in the world. You will find many examples that we can relate to our proverb. So, our proverb is Rome was not built in a day, which means success and greatness cannot be achieved in one day. Okay, so what can be examples related to this? Let us see. We can also look for example from today's world. For example, we can talk about the efforts put in by Barack Obama. Now, who is he? He was the 44th US president. Okay, he also faced many problems. The major problem was his skin color. Okay, but then in spite of all these things, he could achieve greatness in his life. Okay, today whatever he is, it's because of the efforts that he has put in his life. Okay, so we will talk about the efforts put in by Barack Obama to achieve greatness, and it took many years to build it. It did not happen overnight. Okay, so you can use examples. Either you can use examples from the stories, okay, or you can use real life examples as well. Connect them to your proverb. Clear? Step 4 is look for similar proverbs or ideas. So step 1 is, what have you done? You have understood the symbols used. Steps 2 is, you have to substitute the meaning in the idea or proverb. Third is, you have to look out for some examples. Clear? Fourth is, you have to look for similar proverbs or ideas. Okay, so one such is patience, persistence and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success, which was said by Napoleon. Now this particular proverb or this particular saying is very similar to Rome was not built in a day, which means there are a lot of efforts were put in, okay, to have a beautiful city like Rome. It did not happen overnight. Similarly, if you want success, okay, it cannot happen in one day. Okay, so what do we require for that? We require patience. Yes, it will take quite a long time. Okay, persistence, the will to achieve it in spite of having many problems in your life. Okay, and perspiration. What is perspiration? The process of sweating is called as perspiration. But when do you sweat? When you work hard, correct? So these three qualities, if one person has, basically nobody can stop the person from achieving success in his or her life. So patience, persistence and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success. So you have to look out for similar proverbs, ideas, or sayings. Step 5 is to sum up the paragraph. Now we are moving towards the end. How do we conclude? So you are going to use summing up words or phrases to indicate to the reader that you have finished the expansion of the proverb and now you intend, okay, you are planning to sum it up. Okay, so you could use words like thus it is rightly said, so it is rightly said, thus the proverb advises that. So you can use these lines, okay, add more to it, and you can sum up your expansion of proverb. I hope I'm very clear. Okay, so let's see an example related to proverb expansion. Here I have one example, a specimen for you all. Too many cooks spoil the broth. Okay, now what have I done? Basically, I have divided this proverb expansion into two parts, two paragraphs namely. So what will come in my first paragraph? In my first paragraph, basically, I will give the meaning of the proverb, of the saying, of the idea. Okay, so let me tell you what is the meaning of this particular proverb. Too many cooks spoil the broth. If we allow a cook to make the broth, he prepares it according to his knowledge and experience of making it. If it is not good, he can rectify it and make it better the next time. On the other hand, if too many cooks are allowed to make broth, the result can be disastrous. Why? Because one cook will say one thing and the other cook will say the other thing. And the end result is going to be a spoiled broth. So if many people work together, contradiction is bound to happen. Okay, so the end result will definitely be a disastrous one. Clear, students, all of you? So this is the meaning of the proverb. So what will come in our next paragraph? There'll be an example that will relate to the proverb. So let us see what example I have taken. Okay, so here I am giving an example. Any job needs a certain amount of discipline and coordination. This is possible only if the experts are limited in number. For instance, take a team that has too many experts bossing over their teammate. So, in a team of say 15 people, if there are 10 bosses, do you think it's going to work right in a proper direction? No, every boss may have his or her opinion. Okay, contradiction again is bound to happen. Clear? In such a case, the quality of job that the entire team does suffers because different and conflicting direction that are given by the expert. Everybody cannot think alike. Okay, they may have their own point of views. So, what will happen because of this? The entire team will suffer because they will get different point of views from different people. A team with too many captains is most likely to lose. Yes, if there are many people, if there are many bosses bossing around, it becomes difficult for the teammates to understand what has to be done. Clear? So, look at the way I have ended. Thus, it is rightly said that too many cooks spoil the broth. Am I clear, students? So what have I done in the first part? The first part, I have given the meaning, the first paragraph. Second, I have given you the second paragraph, I have given you the explanation, the example that I could relate with this particular proverb. Now students, a quick recap. What are we supposed to do? First is you have to read the proverb carefully and understand its meaning. Second is, once the meaning is understood, we will expand by giving suitable illustrations, examples and details. Again, very important is it should be written in 2 paragraphs. How many? 2. Okay. First paragraph is the meaning, what you have understood from that particular proverb. And second is you will give illustrations, examples, etc. Okay, next is the last sentence. You will conclude the whole idea of the proverb. Your proverb, your expansion should look like a concise write-up. Okay, having brief, having all the details, but in a very short and a sweet way. Okay, pay attention to grammar, pay attention to spellings, pay attention to the punctuation marks. Okay, don't make any spelling mistakes. Marks are bound to be deducted. Don't make any grammatical error as well. And punctuate wherever needed. Clear? I hope this topic is clear to all of you. Okay, go through the rules and regulations once again before you start doing the home assignment. So here comes the home assignment for all of you. Please note it down. The home assignment is prevention is better than cure. So what does this mean? Prevention is better than cure. It's easy to stop something in the first place than to repair the damage it has caused. Okay, in today's scenario, we ask you not to step out of the house. Do it only if it is really very urgent. Okay, secondly, if you're stepping out, use a mask. Okay, sanitize your hands, wash your hands regularly. Very important. So what are we doing, students? We are preventing ourselves. Correct? We can see many hoardings around telling us use helmet while riding, use your seat belts while driving. Why do you think these hoardings are put up? It's for us so that we prevent any fatal injury that may happen to us if we do not use a helmet or a seat belt. So our safety is in our hands. Correct? It's not that cure is not possible. Cure is possible, students. But at times, cure is expensive and difficult. Then there are times, students, that it is too late for a particular problem to get cured. Okay, we also tell, do not smoke. What will it end up to? Lung cancer. Do you think it can be cured in a day? No, it's such a lengthy procedure. Yes, and then students, there are problems which do not have any solution. There are problems where it cannot be cured. So why to get into all these things? So it's rightly said, prevention is better than cure. So I have just given you the meaning. I leave it up to you the way you want to write it. So before you actually do that, go through the rules and regulation, understand what the proverb has to say, and then you can start with your proverb expansion. Okay, students, we'll catch up very soon in the next class. Take care of yourselves till then. Sai Ram and bye-bye.